Imagine a world where the sun reigns supreme, where golden dunes stretch beyond the horizon like waves in an endless ocean frozen in time. A place where mirages dance on shimmering air, where rocks shatter from the scorching heat of day and the bitter cold of night. A realm where silence has weight and shadows provide the difference between life and death. This is the Sahara, not merely a desert, but an empire of extremes spanning an area larger than the continental United States. A place where temperatures soar above 130 degrees Fahrenheit by day, only to plummet below freezing after sunset. Where rainfall might come once a decade in torrential floods, or skip a generation entirely. Welcome to Wild Discoveries with Sarmad, where today we embark on an epic journey across Earth's greatest desert. We'll witness landscapes of breathtaking beauty and unimaginable harshness. We'll encounter creatures that have evolved extraordinary adaptations to survive what seems unsurvivable. We'll meet people whose ancestors have thrived here for thousands of years, developing cultures as rich and complex as any on Earth. The Sahara holds secrets that few outsiders have witnessed, hidden oases that burst with life. Ancient cities buried beneath the sands, night skies ablaze with stars in their billions. And stories of civilizations that rose and fell with the changing climate. Join us as we unveil the mysteries of this magnificent desolation. A land that demands respect, but rewards the intrepid with sights and experiences found nowhere else on our planet. This is the true Sahara, a world of wonder waiting to be discovered.
Want to start a YouTube automation channel and make money online? We're here to help. With years of experience in video marketing and content creation, we create high-quality videos in any niche. Tech, gaming, war, and more. From a niche research and branding, to engaging scripts, human voiceovers, and copyright-free video editing, we handle it all. Plus, we optimize your videos with SEO-friendly titles, descriptions, tags, and eye-catching thumbnails. Don't wait to turn your YouTube dreams into reality. Let's get started today. Contact us on WhatsApp, visit our website, or DM us now.
The Sahara stretches like a vast belt across northern Africa, covering over 3.6 million square miles and spanning 11 countries from the Atlantic shores of Morocco to the Red Sea coast of Egypt. This colossal wilderness forms Earth's largest hot desert, a domain so immense it could encompass the entire European continent. The desert's boundaries are marked by natural transitions: the Mediterranean climate to the north, the Atlas Mountains in the northwest, the Red Sea to the east, and the semi-arid Sahel savanna forming its southern frontier. Within these borders lies a landscape far more diverse than most imagine. Contrary to popular perception, only about 20% of the Sahara consists of sand seas or ergs. The most spectacular of these, the Grand Erg Oriental in Algeria, features majestic dunes that tower up to 600 feet high. Mountains of sand shaped by winds into perfect crescent forms that can move several yards per year. Stone plateaus called hamadas dominate much of the desert's interior. Vast, flat expanses where wind has stripped away all but the most resistant surfaces. These rocky plains create some of the most forbidding terrain on Earth. their dark surfaces absorbing heat and radiating it with brutal intensity. The Sahara's mountain ranges rise like islands from the desert floor. The volcanic Tibesti Massif in northern Chad includes Emi Koussi, a massive shield volcano reaching 11,204 feet, the highest point in the Sahara. These highlands capture rare moisture, creating microhabitats that support life forms found nowhere else. Ancient dried riverbeds called wadis form intricate networks across the desert. Though mostly dry today, they burst into brief, dramatic life during rare rainfall events. The largest, Wadi Hawar in Sudan, once formed a mighty tributary of the Nile before climatic changes transformed the region thousands of years ago. Perhaps most surprising are the Sahara's lakes. The Unianga Basin in Chad contains 18 interconnected lakes fed by underground aquifers. Their waters protected from evaporation by surrounding palm groves. These unexpected blue jewels support fish species and human settlements in one of Earth's most parched regions. This extraordinary geographical diversity creates countless microenvironments, each presenting unique challenges and opportunities for the life forms that have evolved to master this unforgiving realm. Dawn breaks over the Sahara in a symphony of color. The cool blues of night give way to fiery oranges and golds as the sun crests the horizon. This brief moment of beauty heralds the desert's most formidable challenge. Heat so intense, it transforms the landscape into a natural furnace. By mid-morning, the Sahara's surface temperatures can reach an astonishing 170 degrees Fahrenheit. Hot enough to cook meat on bare rock, air temperatures routinely exceed 120 degrees Fahrenheit. Making this one of Earth's most hostile environments, metal objects become too hot to touch. Exposed skin blisters within minutes. Wind shapes this scorching landscape, constantly sculpting and reshaping dunes in an endless dance. These winds can reach hurricane force during sandstorms, moving millions of tons of sand and reducing visibility to mere inches. The finest particles are carried into the upper atmosphere, where they can travel thousands of miles. Saharan dust regularly reaches the Caribbean and fertilizes the Amazon rainforest. What makes the Sahara truly extreme isn't just heat, but the combination of heat and aridity. Annual rainfall in much of the region is less than 1 inch. Some areas may see no precipitation for decades. Relative humidity often drops below 5%, causing moisture to evaporate from living tissues with dangerous speed. Without clouds to filter it, solar radiation bathes the desert in relentless intensity. Ultraviolet levels here are among the highest recorded anywhere on Earth, breaking down everything from human skin to rock surfaces. Even the desert stones crack and flake under this continuous assault. The extreme heat creates optical illusions that have confounded travelers for millennia. Mirages form when light rays bend through air layers of different temperatures, creating phantom lakes and impossible landscapes that seem to recede forever as they are approached. For desert creatures, daytime represents the greatest survival challenge. Most retreat to burrows or find shade, emerging only at dawn and dusk. The few that remain active have evolved remarkable adaptations: reflective fur, radiator-like ears, specialized kidneys that can serve every precious drop of moisture. For humans, the rules of desert survival are simple yet absolute. Seek shade, conserve water, minimize movement. The desert peoples have developed sophisticated cultural adaptations to these conditions over thousands of years. Flowing garments that create personal shade while allowing airflow. Building techniques that maintain cool interiors, and intimate knowledge of hidden water sources. As the sun begins its descent, the Sahara prepares for another dramatic transformation. The furnace will soon give way to the freezer, revealing an entirely different face of this land of extremes. As the sun sinks below the horizon, the Sahara undergoes a metamorphosis, as dramatic as it is sudden. The golden dunes turn blue-gray in the fading light. The scorching air begins to cool. Within an hour of sunset, the desert becomes nearly unrecognizable. Without cloud cover to trap warmth, heat escapes rapidly into the atmosphere. Temperatures can plummet by as much as 70 degrees Fahrenheit in a single night. Areas that sweltered under 120 degree Fahrenheit heat during the day can approach freezing by midnight. One of the most extreme temperature fluctuations found anywhere on Earth. This thermal shock causes rocks to crack and fragment through expansion and contraction, gradually breaking down the landscape over millennia. The desert's distinctive ringing sound when walking on certain terrain comes from these fractured stones grinding against each other. But the Saharan night offers magnificent compensation for its bitter cold, skies of unparalleled clarity. With minimal light pollution and atmospheric moisture, the desert reveals the cosmos in breathtaking detail. The Milky Way doesn't just appear as a faint smudge, but as a brilliant river of light spanning the heavens, casting shadows on moonless nights. For desert peoples, these stars were never mere decorations, but essential tools. Traditional nomads can navigate precisely across seemingly featureless terrain using stellar positions. The night sky serves as map, calendar, and clock, a cosmic GPS system developed thousands of years before modern technology. As temperatures drop, the desert awakens. Creatures that retreated from the daytime heat emerge to hunt, mate, and feed. Nocturnal predators like fennec foxes emerge from their dens, their enormous ears serving dual purposes: dissipating body heat and detecting prey moving beneath the sand. The cold presents its own survival challenges. Desert creatures have evolved remarkable adaptations to preserve body heat while remaining active enough to forage or hunt. Humans have likewise developed strategies involving fire, shelter, and insulating clothing that trap precious warmth through the bitter desert night. By midnight, the Sahara becomes an alien landscape under starlight, quiet, cold, and mysteriously beautiful in its desolation. This rhythm of extreme heat and cold, light and darkness has shaped everything that lives here, creating one of Earth's most specialized ecosystems. The Sahara may appear lifeless, but it hosts a remarkable diversity of organisms. Every creature here represents an evolutionary triumph over seemingly impossible conditions. Living proof of life's extraordinary adaptability. The dromedary camel stands as the iconic desert survivor, capable of going a week without water and enduring dehydration that would kill most mammals. Its hump stores fat rather than water, a concentrated energy source that generates water as a metabolic byproduct when broken down. The camel's extraordinary physiology allows its body temperature to fluctuate by 6 degrees Celsius without harm, while specialized blood cells remain functional even during severe dehydration. Some desert mammals never need to drink water at all. The addax antelope derives all necessary moisture from the plants it consumes. With specialized kidneys that produce highly concentrated urine and minimal water loss through respiration. These creatures are living water conservation systems. The fennec fox, with ears nearly as large as its body, uses this extraordinary surface area to dissipate heat. By day, it retreats to underground burrows where temperatures remain relatively stable regardless of surface extremes. These burrows can reach depths of 15 feet, creating a microclimate that provides sanctuary from the desert's worst conditions. Reptiles dominate the Saharan ecosystem, their scaly skin and efficient metabolism perfectly suited to arid conditions. The sandfish skink swims through loose sand as if it were water, using undulating movements to disappear beneath the surface within seconds. A crucial escape technique for evading predators and extreme temperatures. Perhaps most remarkable are the desert's insects. The Saharan silver ant can withstand surface temperatures exceeding 150 degrees Fahrenheit. Emerging from burrows for brief foraging expeditions, when even lizards seek shade, their silver-colored hairs reflect sunlight and heat, while elevated legs lift their bodies above the hottest surface layer, allowing these tiny insects to scavenge corpses of creatures that succumb to the heat. Plants employ equally impressive survival strategies. The resurrection plant can dry to a brittle ball and remain dormant for years before springing back to life within hours of rainfall. Deep-rooted acacia trees tap underground water sources, creating microhabitats that benefit countless other species. These creatures tell us something profound about life's tenacity. In the most challenging environments, evolution produces not just survivors, but specialists that turn adversity into advantage, a lesson in resilience that the Sahara teaches with unparalleled clarity. The Great Sand Seas, or ergs, remain the Sahara's most iconic features. The Grand Erg Oriental and Grand Erg Occidental in Algeria contain some of the world's most spectacular dune formations. Mountains of sand that can reach heights of over 600 feet, their sinuous shapes constantly shifting with the wind. These dunes come in several distinct forms, each shaped by specific wind patterns. Crescent-shaped Barcan dunes form under consistent wind direction, their horns pointing downwind. Star dunes with multiple radiating arms develop where winds blow from changing directions. Linear sea-ice dunes stretch for miles, aligned perfectly with prevailing winds. These sand seas are not static landscapes, but dynamic, ever-changing environments. A large dune might move several meters annually, gradually burying everything in its path. Ancient caravan routes require constant adjustment as the landscape itself shifts beneath the traveler's feet. Beyond the dunes lie the hamadas, vast rocky plateaus where wind has stripped away all but the most resistant surfaces. These stone deserts often feature bizarre wind-sculpted formations, and ancient rock art preserved by the dry climate, outdoor galleries dating back thousands of years. The Sahara's most remarkable geological features may be its dried riverbeds, or wadis. These ancient waterways carved deep channels during wetter periods thousands of years ago. Though mostly dry today, they can transform into raging torrents during rare rainstorms, supporting ephemeral bursts of life before returning to their slumber. Salt flats, or chats, represent former lake beds where minerals have concentrated through evaporation. The Chat El Jared in Tunisia creates surreal landscapes of crystalline white against orange sand, appearing almost like snow-covered ground in the world's hottest region. The Sahara hosts several mountain ranges, including the volcanic peaks of the Tibesti and the sandstone massif of the Ahaggar. These highlands capture moisture and create islands of relative biodiversity amid the surrounding aridity. Their slopes home to plant and animal species found nowhere else. Together, these varied landscapes create a geological museum of Earth's past climates and processes, preserved by the very aridity that makes human survival here so challenging. In the vast harshness of the Sahara, oases emerge like dreams made real, vibrant green islands where water reaches the surface. These aren't simple water holes, but complex ecosystems and vital human habitats that have shaped desert cultures for millennia. Oases form where the water table intersects the surface, or where underground aquifers allow groundwater to reach surface level. Some are fed by springs emerging from deep aquifers, others by wadis that channel rare rainfall toward natural basins. A mature oasis typically features multiple vegetation zones in a masterpiece of natural and human engineering. Towering date palms form the upper canopy, providing vital shade. Beneath them grow fruit trees like figs, pomegranates, and citrus. The lowest level supports vegetables, grains, and fodder crops. This agricultural layering represents ingenious water management developed over centuries. The palms shield more delicate plants from harsh sun, while the graduated system ensures water is used multiple times as it filters through root zones. Traditional oasis irrigation employs the fogaras, or qanat system, underground tunnels that tap into groundwater and transport it via gravity to agricultural plots. Some of these sophisticated systems have functioned continuously for over 2,000 years. Oases have historically served as essential resting points along trans-Saharan trade routes. Major caravan centers like Timbuktu, Gadames, and Sijilmasa grew into cultural and academic centers where knowledge and goods were exchanged across continents. The biological diversity of oases far exceeds the surrounding desert. A single oasis might support hundreds of plant species, and provide habitat for migrating birds traveling between Europe and sub-Saharan Africa. Some isolated oases harbor unique species found nowhere else. Human footprints in the Sahara stretch back over 100,000 years. Rock art discovered throughout the region reveals that this desert was once a lush savanna teeming with wildlife and human settlements, before climate change transformed it around 5,000 BCE. Today's Saharan peoples represent diverse cultural traditions, unified by their remarkable adaptations to desert life. The Tuareg, often called the Blue People for their indigo-dyed clothing, maintain semi-nomadic traditions across Algeria, Libya, Mali, and Niger. Their complex social structure and distinctive Tifinagh script have preserved their cultural identity despite modern political boundaries. The Amazigh, Berber, peoples constitute the Sahara's indigenous population, with communities stretching from Egypt to Morocco. Their agricultural techniques and traditional architecture, including homes partially buried for natural temperature regulation, represent millennia of environmental adaptation. Oasis-dwelling communities have developed sophisticated social structures around water management. Traditional councils allocate water rights with precision measuring systems that prevent conflict in these densely populated microenvironments where every drop matters. For centuries, trans-Saharan trade-shaped desert cultures. Salt caravans still operate in places like Mali, where blocks of this essential mineral are transported by camel across hundreds of miles. Historically, salt was so valuable, it traded equally for gold, earning it the name white gold of the desert. Desert nomads developed remarkable navigation techniques using star patterns. Wind-formed ripples in sand, subtle changes in terrain, and mental maps passed through oral tradition. These wayfinding skills allowed travel across seemingly featureless terrain without modern instruments. The relationship between humans and the Sahara has always been one of adaptation rather than domination. A model that may hold important lessons as climate change expands arid regions worldwide. For millennia, the Sahara has been not a barrier, but a bridge. A vast ocean of sand crossed by trade routes that connected Mediterranean civilizations with sub-Saharan Africa. These trans-Saharan highways facilitated the exchange of goods, ideas, and cultures that shaped world history. The ancient Garamantes established the first known Saharan civilization around 900 BCE in what is now Libya. Using sophisticated underground irrigation systems, they created agricultural surpluses that supported urban centers and controlled early trans-Saharan trade routes. The introduction of the camel to North Africa around 200 CE revolutionized desert travel. These ships of the desert could carry heavier loads farther than previous pack animals, transforming what had been limited local exchange into international commerce networks. By the 8th century, powerful desert kingdoms emerged along these trade routes. Ghana, Mali, and Songhai became successively dominant, controlling the flow of gold, salt, ivory, and slaves that fueled international commerce. The legendary wealth of Mali's ruler Mansa Musa derived from these trans-Saharan networks. Timbuktu emerged as the Sahara's intellectual center by the 14th century. Its universities and libraries attracted scholars from across the Islamic world, preserving classical knowledge and producing original works on mathematics, astronomy, medicine, and law. Salt represented the desert's most valuable commodity, essential for human survival in hot climates and for preserving food. It was extracted from Saharan mines, like Tagaza, where entire buildings were constructed from salt blocks. Gold from West African forests traveled north in exchange, financing European cathedral building and Mediterranean commerce. The Sahara is both a product of climate change and increasingly vulnerable to its modern acceleration. Sediment cores and rock art reveal that just 10,000 years ago, much of the region was green savanna with lakes, rivers, and abundant wildlife. This African humid period ended around 5,500 years ago, as subtle shifts in Earth's orbit changed rainfall patterns. Today's Sahara faces new transformations as human-induced climate change alters temperature and precipitation patterns. Average temperatures in the region have risen approximately 1.5 degrees Celsius over the past century, significantly above the global average. Climate models project an additional 2 to 6 degrees Celsius increase by 2100. These rising temperatures accelerate evaporation, intensifying already extreme conditions. Even if precipitation increases in some areas, as some models suggest, higher evaporation rates may offset any benefits to water availability. Extreme weather events, particularly flash floods and severe droughts, are becoming more frequent and intense. Desertification, the degradation of formerly productive land into desert, threatens regions along the Sahara's edges. The Sahel transition zone is particularly vulnerable as overgrazing, deforestation, and changing rainfall patterns combine with rising temperatures to stress fragile ecosystems. Yet, human intervention offers hope through ambitious restoration efforts. The Great Green Wall Initiative aims to create a 4,800-mile-long belt of trees and drought-resistant vegetation across the Sahel. Though implementation has faced challenges, successful sections demonstrate that strategic restoration can reclaim land from desert expansion. The Sahara stands as testimony to nature's extremes and life's remarkable adaptability. In this seemingly hostile environment, complex ecosystems have evolved alongside sophisticated human cultures, each finding ways to transform limitations into specialized advantages. From microscopic creatures that survived decades of dormancy to ancient civilizations that created centers of learning amid the dunes, the Sahara demonstrates that adaptation, rather than domination, often represents the most sustainable relationship between humans and challenging environments. As climate change reshapes landscapes worldwide, the lessons of the Sahara become increasingly relevant. The desert's historical transitions from savanna to sand serve as reminders of our planet's climate sensitivity. The traditional knowledge developed by desert peoples offers insights into resilient practices increasingly valuable in a warming world. The very harshness of the Sahara has preserved its treasures, from dinosaur fossils to ancient manuscripts to delicate rock art, creating an unparalleled record of natural and human history. In the shifting sands of the world's greatest desert, we find not emptiness, but fullness. A testament to the ingenuity of both nature and humanity when confronted with extreme challenges. The Sahara's story continues to unfold, written in sand, stone, and the resilient cultures that call this magnificent desolation home. This has been Wild Discoveries with Sarmad. Join us next time as we continue to explore Earth's most extraordinary environments.